Hey guys, welcome back. Those of you that follow my channel, and I just wanted to mention, for those of you that do frequent my channel, I am grateful for each and every view and each and every comment, so thank you very much. Kind of humbled that anybody would want to sit through something that I was talking about. But anyway, those of you that know me and know the kind of stuff that I collect, I've been trying to put some serious time into getting all of Marvel's picture frame covers from the 1970s. And I know there was a page online that kind of gave they gave a complete list, and some of them, for the most part, it was correct. There was like maybe 2 or 3 entries that weren't right, or maybe didn't fit the format of what I would call a picture frame cover. But anyway, I went through and I made my own little chart listing all the titles. There was 68 titles that actually had the picture frame format. Uh, and I, listed all the numbers and then just kind of highlighted in which issues I do have. And there's probably some laying around somewhere, but it's one of those deals where you've got a book. Sometimes you've got multiple copies of that book and you cannot find it. Well, in 2 or 3 cases, that was the deal. So I'm going to probably have to search through boxes again. And if it's like an inexpensive book or something, I'm probably, if I can find it cheap, I'll probably just go ahead and get it again anyway. But anyway, like I say, I made my own little chart and listed all the titles and all the numbers that were in the picture frame era. 389 books total with picture frame covers. And I went through and like I say, I'm not sure exactly the number because I think I'm missing a couple of books, but I have anywhere from 204 to 207 of the 389, so I'm about 54% there. Probably about the only one that the ones that are going to cost any major money that I don't have, probably Marvel Spotlight 5, first Ghost Rider. That's going to be some bucks, so I'm probably going to settle for a very good copy if I can find a decent one. Other than that, a few of the Spider-Man books, and actually some of the X-Men books. Now, the X-Men with picture frame covers went from like 73 through 79. All of them were reprints, but they're still kind of pricey. I mean, it's X-Men, and it's Bronze Age. Other than that, most of them are pretty doable. There's a lot of stuff that might be hard to find, especially like the romance stuff and some of the Western and war stuff. But other than that, not too hard. So, yeah, and I'm known for collecting silver and bronze, mostly with the heavy emphasis on bronze, and probably my favorite years, like I didn't really start collecting until like 73, but probably my favorite years of comic books are between like 1971 and maybe 76, with more of an emphasis on 72 through 75, because there's a lot of good stuff going on. Like I say, you had all the 20-cent covers, which I love, from Marvel and DC and Charlton and whoever else. I just love the 20-cent cover. You had all the Marvel giant size, you had the DC 100 pagers, and you had the specials and the annuals, and you had the tabloids and the digest later on. But it was, to me, it was just like that was my golden age of comics, and a lot of great stuff in there. And a couple of years ago, after I finally completed all the DC 100 pagers, and I was joking with somebody the other day, it only took me 40 years. You kind of want, once you complete a run or you complete a collecting goal, you kind of want to get another one. And this is one I've been thinking about, but a couple of years ago I kind of got serious about thinking about getting all the picture frame covers, and it's going to take a little while, but that's the fun of collecting, if you're not really enjoying a lot of newer stuff that's coming out, I mean, there's always some old stuff that's just, great that people don't realize. And, with the picture frame covers, it's kind of me, it's like a little piece of art. A lot of people don't like picture frame covers because the art doesn't bleed all the way out to the edge. But to me, it's like a little piece of art, which, in a lot of ways a comic book is. It's a piece of art. But anyway, that's my project that I've got going now. Like I say, maybe 54% there, so it's a good start. Like I say, a few pricey books, but probably the hardest part will be hunting down a few of the more obscure titles. Probably, I'm just going to name off a few titles that might be kind of hard to find. There was a book called Harvey. It was like a funny character comic from Marvel in the 70s. There's 4 of those. Something else, and there was like 2 like funny animal and little kid comics called Little Kids and Little Pals. That were, I think, reprints, like from earlier stuff. But that's that's some oddball stuff that you don't see pop up often. Like I said, a lot of the romance stuff. But it's going to be a fun search. But anyway, I was going through all these books, and I knew I wasn't going to do this video without showing some highlights of the picture frames. Now, I'm sure a lot of these you guys have already seen. You've probably seen some of them in earlier videos, but I tried to pick some that maybe not everyone had seen or thought about in a while. Naturally, there's there's a few keys in here and some real popular covers that I know that people have seen before. But just kind of give you a stack of stuff to look at. Here we have Marvel Triple Action #1, Squarebound book. And this title was known for mostly just Fantastic Four and Avengers reprints. If you can't afford the originals and the Masterworks or the other reprint volumes a little bit expensive, this is a good place to get Avengers and Fantastic Four. Looks like a Buscema cover. Invincible Iron Man 50 with Princess Python. It's a great black background. And basically, the ones that I call picture frame are where it's like 3-sided at least, on the outside of the main image. Number 13, one of my favorite books from that time, of Astonishing Tales, with Kazar and Man-Thing with the John Buscema cover. Some great art there. Little romance, looks like John Romita on the front. Our Love Story number 14. Sergeant Fury 95. Pretty sure this is a Severin cover, but maybe something some of you haven't seen before, or it's been a while since you have seen it. Fantastic Four 126. Really love this cover. It's a swipe to Fantastic Four #1. Yeah, great cover. What my buddy John would call a blazer. Marvel Spotlight #3. Mike Plug on Werewolf by Night. Doesn't get much better than that. Sorry about the glare. The lighting in this room really sucks. One I know everybody's seen, Amazing Adventures #12. With this iconic Gil Kane cover with Beast and Iron Man. Avengers '96, one of my favorite Avengers covers. Classic Neil Adams, Kree Skrull War. And actually, this one is signed by Adams. But a great cover featuring probably one of my favorite Avengers, the Vision. Another nice looking book, Conan #13, Barry Windsor Smith. Power of Warlock #2 with the great Gil Kane. And this has probably got to be in my top 10 or 15 of Bronze Age covers. Where Monsters Dwell 16. Beware the Son of Goom. More Gil Kane. I always like the names. Of course, most of these are reprints, but I am Gugam, son of Goom. Daredevil number 90 with Black Widow. Monsters on the Prowl number 15 with the great John Severin cover. Amazing Spider-Man 112. Captain America with Falcon number 152. The Scorpion and Mr. Hyde. Supernatural Thrillers number 1. Jim Steranko on the cover. Everyone's seen this one. Marvel Spotlight number 2. First Werewolf by Night. Neil Adams cover. Sorry about the glare, guys. It's irritating me. Tomb of Dracula number 2 with a John Severin cover. Journey into Mystery, second series, number 1. This is another Blazer. Fear number 8. Another Severin cover. Fear number 6. Looks like Gil Kane to me. 25-cent giant. Chamber of Darkness Special number 1. Got a John Romita cover. I think this reprints some from the regular series. Another 25-cent giant. Marvel Premiere number 3. Beginning of the Great Run. With Barry Smith and Frank Bruner art. Submariner 50. Number 48. Classic Doctor Doom cover. '44 Submariner and Human Torch. I think this was the first 20-cent cover of Submariner. Another favorite Avengers cover, number 97. Again, part of the Kree Skrull storyline. Gil Kane and Bill Everett with the Golden Age Marvel heroes. Rick Jones. And this one holds a lot of special memories for me. Now, this book I read when I was a kid, and it had the cover missing and probably a couple of pages. But I just love the story, and even though it was already a rag, I wore it out even more. And when I saw this cover, I said, "Oh, that's a great cover." Well, I come to find out that this was the story in the book that I actually had. But it got a great Gil Kane cover, a great story, great characters, great colors on this one. Marvel Team Up number 3. Spider-Man and Human Torch. Morbius. Probably one of my all-time favorite Gil Kane covers. You cannot beat that. Yeah, I feel just like a little kid now. Another one of my favorite Marvel team-up books. Number 5, Spider-Man and Vision versus the Monstroid. A few westerns in here. Looks like another great Severin cover. Ringo Kid, number 12. Another 25-cent giant. Maybe even more Severin here, looks like. Outlaw Kid, number 9. Really nice high-grade book. Looks like more Severin. Western Gunfighters, number 9. I really like the layout on this one. And then the main image is just awesome. Really love this book. More Severin. Combat Kelly, number 1. Or Combat Kelly and the Deadly Dozen, number 1. Of course, everybody's seen this. Defenders, number 1. Okay, I think I already showed this one, but apparently I had 2 copies. Amazing Adventures, number 12 again. That's okay. This is a book worth showing twice. Another nice copy. Okay, here's an oddball. Maybe some of you haven't seen. Little Pals, number 1. Incredible Hulk Special, number 4. Another 25-cent giant. Herb Trimpe and Severin on the art. And to me, this, it doesn't get any better than this. You got a square bound book, lots of pages of art and story. You got a great character. You got great art. You got the picture frame. Total package. Incredible Hulk 156. More Herb Trimpe goodness. Jungle Action number 2. More Gil Kane. And the last one I have is Jungle Action number 1 with a great Buscema cover. I think like the first 4 issues before the Black Panther started were all like reprints from the 50s of Lorna and Tharn and Jan of the Jungle. Fun little reads, but the covers are just absolutely wonderful. And I found out when I was researching this that out of the 389 covers in this time period, I think Gil Kane was probably responsible for like 144 or 145 of them. I might be wrong, but I know it was over 100, and I think the next highest total was probably Buscema. Probably had like 30 or 40. But, I'm sure, Dr. Von Cello will back me up on this, but Gil Kane was like ever present on these covers in the 70s. But just thought you guys might like to see those, let you know what's going on with this project. There we are. Marvel picture frame goodness. Alright guys, thanks for hanging around. Hope everybody has a great week coming up. And as always, onward and upward.